Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for March 9th through the 15th, 2020. So let's take a moment to take a deep breath and to really connect in with our heart center. And also just allow yourself to really connect in with the earth beneath your feet. Just have a sense of your earth star chakra, which is a beautiful silver ball, like hematite crystal. And you might even want to just imagine or call up the energy of hematite and just to feel yourself grounding. And we can call upon Archangel Sandalphon to activate your earth star chakra. And you might feel that the energy beneath you evens out somehow, or that you feel a little bit more relaxed or calm or soothed. You might feel as though you're just sort of, they're right in the word storage. I don't know why, but there may be some things that you are sort of carrying around with you. Or they're right in the word segment. There's some things that you're trying to, right in the word safeguard. There's some things that you're trying to safeguard. Segment would indicate something that you're compartmentalizing, and at the same time, maybe the reason you're doing that is because you're trying to protect this. Well, there's a lot of words that are thrown out, like pedestal, as if to say that we put some things on a pedestal and other things that we don't put on a pedestal. And I keep writing the word top, as if you keep trying to reach a goal, or you're feeling as though you need to get, it's almost like a feeling of competition. And that you're trying to, you're always comparing yourself, and so you're never really happy where you are. There's a sense of not being at peace with where you are. And you have to make peace with where you are in order to really have a grasp of what foundation is emerging underneath you to support you, and is acting as the stepping stone for a new path of light. So I don't know if you could feel the essence of those words. But there is, when you make peace with where you are, and this has to do with this whole feeling of grounding. You know, when you don't feel grounded, when you don't feel that soothing calm, that foundation underneath you, it's because you are thinking in a way that is contradicting everything that your soul is drawing your attention to because of the conditions you're within. You're never any place And we've all heard this said many times by many, many light workers. You're never in a place where you're not meant to be. You're never in a place where you aren't meant to be. You are safe right where you are, and you're where you need to be in order to discover, what it is that you are learning or actualizing because of your present circumstances. You know, at the beginning of the year, the angels said that, you know, this first 6 months is going to be like an obstacle course. And that obstacle course is being used to provoke your latent gifts, the things that you are not tapping into, that you've been sort of in those feelings that are sort of created, have muddied the waters, sort of a miring of a sort, where you have just been floating in this condition, this unhealthy condition, but there was no challenge. So you have grown quite complacent without a challenge to provoke you to get motivated to really dig deeper into your inner resources of spiritual gifts and wisdom. So making peace with where you are, and you know you're not doing this when you're questioning your faith and you're doubting yourself. You know you're not doing this when you feel a lot of anxiety, because what you're trying to do, that anxiety, is a signal that you're trying to ignore, you're trying to get away, rather than dealing with. And the goddess Lakshmi is coming through, and it's not something, your ego is telling you it's something to be afraid of. It's your worst nightmare. It's your time has come, you're going to have to pay the price kind of thing. And what it really is a golden opportunity. Because everything that you're experiencing right now is the organisms for that purpose, that passion that is summoning you. There's nothing that can hold our souls down. You can't hold back the divine. The divine transmutes all that, the ego, into these beautiful lessons of enlightenment. And then there's this powerful need to serve once you understand the lesson. There's a need to teach, to support others. There's a need to perfect the imperfect. And that, though we'll never ever achieve perfection, but what the idea of perfection causes us to move towards is much more beautiful than a perfect plan or perfect goal or perfect dream or perfect outcome. It's more miraculous than anything, because unexpected things happen. Things that you couldn't have imagined or thought possible, especially from where you were. And so they're writing out the word progress. They want you to pay more attention to the idea of progress, because this is far more powerful than perfection. Because progress, rather than perfection, seems almost stagnant, where progress is something that is always possible, always evolving. You know, you never get it finished, which means you're never going to be bored. You're never going to run into a place where you don't have a new desire or a new want. And so life continues. As long as we have desire, then our physical life that's a signal that your physical life is still is still offering more energy, life force to your beingness in this physical reality. And so don't strive for perfection, but let perfection guide you, and then focus on the progress. And don't just wait for the progress, but don't push for the progress, but be aware of the opportunities or ideas for progress that form within you. And then also be aware of the progress that unfolds because of your awareness and your action as a response or an inspired response to your awareness. But above all, don't run away from where you are. Don't keep, and you run away by complaining about where you are. It's one way, because these are things that we use to camouflage not seeing the golden opportunity. And so it's very important that we become aware of how do we withhold these golden opportunities that these conditions and favorable conditions sort of shine a light. See, there's a light within everything, even the light within what you perceive as the bad, for lack of a better word, or the crises, or the strife. Light shines within all things, including yourself. And so this is why we are asked not to judge, but to rather be constructive in how we evaluate and perceive. Because if you make peace with where you are, that light, that constructive evaluation within that situation will shine upon an idea or a path or a gift within you that is ready to emerge and be put to use, a service that you're willing to offer as a message or as a product or project, whatever it is. So really this week, pay attention to your ground and connecting with your Earth Star chakra. And ask Archangel Sandalphon to activate that Earth Star chakra. And then notice the shifts in that foundation, because all the other chakras, once this one's activated, all the other ones can come into alignment, which you can ask the angels or Archangel Metatron to assist you with. But it's more about being aware of your purpose for being on Earth at this time, for being in this context that our planet is undergoing on a conscious level, on a soul heart level collectively. There are unfavorable conditions everywhere, but every one of them is sort of like a diamond in the rough. And your own experience is a diamond in the rough. And so let us not cast away that which appears to be rough, for within is a diamond. And I know that we always associate everything with a physical outcome. It's one of our gifts and one of our flaws. Because we do deserve to have the physical things that we need. But sometimes they help to override the value of feeling good, feeling successful, feeling enlightened, and and so many other things, feeling joy and feeling love. It is because of your ability to feel that you're able to attract an infinite number of possibilities of things that will fulfill you and allow you to be at peace, or to feel a sense of peace or security. I think the word peace for our human nature equates to security. That's what we're looking for. When we say we're looking for peace, we're looking for security. But the thing is what kind of security are you focused upon? Because both are fine, but one allows you to feel that evenness, that support, like we had experienced in the Earth Star chakra. And the other kind of skips that. It's like putting the cart before the horse, and then you seek that security. But that security is physical, and all things in the physical realm are always changing. They're inconsistent, and they're not inconsistent because the world isn't safe. They're inconsistent because what you don't realize is that your inner being, your soul, is always summoning a new, a better, an improvement of itself within. So emotionally, it is always evolving and seeking a perfection, an improvement. And therefore, the inner reality is the engine or action or realization behind all outer experiences. And so when you only understand the outer, you feel like there's no security, that kind of security. And you don't realize, because you're not in alignment with both aspects of yourself, that the only reason that change is occurring is because of what's happening within you, which you may not be paying attention to a lot of, and therefore feel as though you're losing control of the outer, when everything is in control, actually, and it's all being controlled by your inner landscape. Your inner landscape does not sit still, even when you feel sick, when you feel lack, when you feel depressed, when you feel alone, when you feel unsuccessful, when you feel lots of regret. Your inner landscape, your inner being is creating worlds and experiencing them and experiencing all the joy that comes with it. Try this week as an exercise. Activating your imagination, just like a child. And you don't have to run around the room, but you can do it inside of your head. And see how good you feel when you daydream, when you imagine the things that you want, and how you can almost feel it. Your body can experience all forms of arousal based on what you are imagining. Now that feedback in the body is letting you know, in that physical aspect of yourself, is letting you know how powerful and how real what it is you feel. And because what you imagine, the thoughts that you are imagining, it lets you know just how real that inner life is. And it's letting you know that if you were paying more attention to it, that you would have a greater sense of security around you. Not that things are not going to shift and change. That's never going to stop. But at least you would know and be aware that of how you're shifting and changing within, and then start to find or be able to perceive or discern the outer reflection and how it matches or is in alignment with the inner creator. And that's why it's so important for us and to think more about, how can I create this, instead of wondering what's going to happen. How can I create this instead of what's going to happen? And next weekend is one of the things I think I mentioned in the last video. I would like to do a live chat discussing creating questions. You know, how do you get to the heart of your question? This is something that we did in my tarot certification, which I'm still working on. I have until April to finish. But I want to present this to you because it really gets you thinking differently about the power that your soul possesses, the dominion that you reside over, in terms of what we were just discussing. And if you started thinking about how you could create what you desire, what is inspired within you, what has been summoned by you, that is to say, that which is inspired within you is given to you by God or by Source. And how can you, and you are in alignment with it because you want it. And so how can you begin to create that? And how can you formulate your questions or your thought process so that you align with that, so that you begin to create and look at the ways within yourself to actualize that. Okay, so I'll put up some information about that like I've done before in the past, and we'll do it the same time that we've been doing it, that'll be like the 14th of March, Saturday, at 7 p.m. Okay? So, hope to see you there. So let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. Take back your power. And this is Archangel Raziel. And this is the card, well, Archangel Raziel's name means the secrets of God. Okay? And he says, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So, you know, this is just so fitting what we were talking about, because you are the creator. You are a creator. This is the thing that we keep missing, I think, You know, we're constantly asking God or asking other people who, light workers, what is my life going to be like next? What's going to happen? What's this? God, what, you know, show me. And the thing is that what we keep forgetting, and it makes us feel powerless. So it's a practice of perceiving yourself as powerless rather than powerful. And the only way that you can really perceive yourself as powerful is if you first accept that whatever you call God, however you believe, but understanding that one of the key characteristics by example of the universe that we have is that God is a creator, and that his creations come out of a magnificent love, a magnanimous love. And you are extensions of that love. You are extensions, created extensions of that love. And therefore your core essence is also of this magnanimous love and the desire to also fulfill that essential purpose of God, which is to create. This is what each one of us does. You ask what your purpose is, and it is to love, and to turn that love into something that can be of use to others. And in order to do that, you have to create. And so if you start looking at a dream or a vision and start asking yourself, how can I create that? What are the steps I need to create that? You might start to get a lot more clarity about how to do that. And at first it's going to be difficult because why? We've been looking at it as if everything is just happening to us and we're just waiting for it to happen. And that we have no role, that we're powerless, and that we're totally dependent upon things happening or falling into place, when you can imagine, and that exercise, imagine and feel, shows you that you have the ability to create what is inspired to you by God. All you have to do then is start, allowing yourself to think creatively. Meaning, what is a one way I can start this? Or what way, or how can I begin to work on this in a way that I feel inspired? You got to think about, what are the issues for you that are coming up? So, again, taking that diamond in the rough thing, being at peace with where you are. And so the first thing that may come up to you is all of these insecurities and what you're not capable of doing, etc. Because I know, because I go through this all the time. And what you can do is start to turn those into questions for healing, in the sense that, how can I be more compassionate towards myself in this process? Things like this, whatever the question, but all those questions are revealing your ability to make new choices, which is how the ball gets rolling in terms of being a creator, as opposed to, Lord, please help me get over this. I can't. I'm so da 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 da, and you haven't thought one iota that maybe God is going to give you an insight as to how you can get over what you're praying for, that thing that's holding you back. All right, so this is something for you to think about in this week, okay? And it's coming back to my mind, there was an angel number that I saw. So I saw the word love. I saw this for the week, the energy of love, when I tuned in and I saw a really ancient tree with a thick trunk. So you know, for me that means a really strong connection. This week, actually, I think the 9th. So the week is starting off with the end of retrograde and Mercury retrograde, and followed by this was the angel number 758, and it says your new thoughts and ideas. So I'm just getting a sense of hearing, pay attention to them. Your new thoughts and ideas about money are accurate and trustworthy. So you may be praying for something, you know, and you're getting new thoughts and ideas. And they want you to know that that will turn into what you need. I feel like money is not so much the paper, the coins, as it is the things that we need. Okay? And so pay attention to that because they're accurate and trustworthy. So I want you to pay attention to what thoughts and ideas are inspired to you as a part of the actions that will allow you to create. So I don't know, I get this sense that people are just waiting. Even though they get the thoughts and the ideas, they're still waiting, like for now, the idea and the thought to sort of reveal itself, instead of how can I take that thought or idea and make an action plan with it. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. Oops. Yeah, okay, my perfectionist thing is getting a bit. All right, leave it alone. Okay, so we have the moon card, and this has come up quite a bit. And, you know, we were talking about something emerging, you know, from our subconscious, really paying attention to our intuition this week, and not being afraid to reveal or be who we truly are. So these masks, you know, it's sort of like, in one sense, you could almost look at it as getting, you know, well, lifting those masks off, or we could also look at it as sort of really going in within to this, maybe a primal state where we are, it's almost like they're, I feel like, allowing themselves to explore an aspect of themselves that they would not normally find comfortable. You know, this is why I think it's so interesting that these women, you know, have the hair on their legs. It's sort of like a sense of just letting it. It's something that you wouldn't want to do. You know, it's like most ladies want to shave their legs because of the norm in society about it. But it's almost like here, it's like just be yourself. You know, to just go explore those aspects of yourself that come up in the emotional realm, that those subconscious where we're afraid to go, and that's why there's so much symbolism that occurs, you know, in terms of our fears. When we try to get to the core of ourselves, we first have to confront all of our fears, because our fears are used as it's almost like, are you ready for this? You know, so if you are, then you'll be willing to go through these stages of illusion. And if you can focus on the peace within you, the love within you, then it'll be like that those illusions will fade. Do you know what I'm talking about? That kind of sense. So it's that you really need, instead of running away from your truth, don't let yourself get thrown off track because all these fears come up, and they usually sabotage you, meaning you believe them and you walk away. This time, no matter what, no matter how much it takes out of you, stay the course. And you can help yourself by turning those situations into those fears or illusions that come up, turn them into an inspired and actionable plan, you know, if that makes sense. I'm not going to dwell on that, explain that, because I think I've said a lot about it, and I think you get it, but all right. And so it almost feels like, okay, so here's the outcome of you, you know, doing so, is that now you come out sort of on the other side as the victor. Because this is the card of accomplishment, and the card that comes before it is the 5, which denotes either competition or some aggressive challenges that one had to overcome. And so you did, and now everyone is praising you, but who is really praising you? The crowd around you. And I want to stick with this as the moon card in the subconscious. It's all the aspects of you that were hidden beneath those masks, those illusions, was a core of light. And they were only setting that up for you like guides in order to help you to work through that process, which most often we don't face, we run away from it. And they were setting up the obstacle course to provoke, bring out gifts that you had not realized. And now all those aspects of you, so when we feel this sense of elation from within, is almost like every part of your body and your senses and your mental, all the aspects of your being is applauding you, because you didn't allow the illusion that you projected to usurp your free will and freedom. Okay? So as you do this, what seems to be to unfold is that you will feel yourself feeling stronger. And again, it's about this week taking your power back. And so you're going to feel more powerful as you go through each one. And I promise you, it's not as difficult as it seems. Because remember, these are the things that we have projected and created. It's not something that is actually real. But the thing is that, you know, our ability to imagine is as real as we do imagine it, because as that exercise you'll find. So I really want you to pay attention to that exercise in this week, because when you don't feel good, it's because you have imagined enough that you believe really that this is going to be your outcome. It's sort of like the 9 of Swords, that you project that prophecy until it is so. And so you're in the danger of fulfilling that prophecy, a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the candle pops again. Okay. So what all this leads to is a huge transformation. Here we have the Death card, and it's that clearing out, cutting away, shedding, and then revealing. And one of the things that's always wonderful about this card is that everything in the front seems very difficult, you know? And we see here, you know, this wealthy man with all this cash, and he's been trampled over, and, you know, and everyone here no one is exempt to this process. But what this process promises in the background, we see the 2 towers, which is usually in the moon card, and the sun rising in the horizon there. And what it promises is that going through this is going to bring a transformation, a healing, and that the outer reality on the horizons is going to begin to change. And you're going to begin to perceive it first on the emotional level, and then will follow if you keep that up and keep your focus now no longer on the illusions, but on what you want to create, on what you're focused upon, that outcome will be on the horizon for you. And just seeing the goddess Lakshmi again, and so there is this golden opportunity for you in this week to create the golden opportunity through your decisions and your actions. So really don't let your actions just be a knee-jerk response to what's happening. Meaning, make peace with where you are. Don't look for the diamond in the rough. Okay, look for the diamond in the rough. Make peace with where you are. Really connecting with your Earth Star chakra. Make sure that you are accepting. And you will feel like that platform underneath you, it just evens out. So that now you feel strong enough to hold your head up and stand tall and look at these illusions around you and listen to the wisdom within, because it'll tell you it's okay. Go ahead. You're afraid of this? Make the phone call and find out the truth. Things like this, where you may not make a phone call and then I'm just going to give an example, let a bill go. You're afraid because you think you saw this bill, because some of us get that frightened, and I know I've been there. It's like you'll get this bill, it's not correct, and you're afraid to make the call because of all the hassle you have to go through. But when you do call, you find out that it was easily corrected. It's not what, it was a mistake, and that they can fix it. But we're so used to feeling like that we're on the attack and we're being persecuted in some way. Whatever the situation, this energy, because something happened in the past, we keep holding that inside of us, and it shapes every experience, and that's unfair to you. Okay? That's really unfair to you. All right, let's take a look at the card from the bottom of the deck. And we've been getting this Knight of Cups since we've been using this deck in a lot. So it's like this is a stalker card for us with this deck, and it has been coming from the bottom of the deck, which is telling us it's almost like there's this energy, because it's such in contrast to this one, right? And it's telling us to take it easy, to go with the flow, right? Because it's a water sign, and to trust your intuition, to really, because he's got that calm. I mean, he's on a mission. And and this is a mission for you. This is a project for you, a spiritual project for you, to not let yourself to no longer to be aware that you project these fears, and that they're withholding you from the beauty that you can create with your own power that is inspired to you by God. God gives you the inspiration, keeps re-energizing your spiritual power with inspired ideas and thoughts. You get depressed and it's like going down, and then God gives you an inspired idea, or he allows you to discern something in an enlightening way, and up you go again. And the Knight of Cups is just saying, look, just keep your faith, keep moving on this track, keep moving straight ahead. Everything's cool, got my coffee, I don't drink coffee, but I get the point here. It's like, today is going to be a brand new day, a wonderful day. Everything is going to work out for me kind of feeling. So think about what you want to create before you react to anything. All right? So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And then just another thing too, that word love, and the Knight of Cups is sort of the great romantic here. And so it's about falling in love with life. Despite what happens, keep finding ways to fall in love with life. You have the ability. He's a dreamer, and he romanticizes, but this is going to be really important, that ability to imagine a beautiful experience and see how inspiring you can make yourself feel. And if you can hold that, set an intention. Let's say, I want security, I want peace, and then just imagine and see what falls through. It may not come specifically, but something that is in alignment with that frequency will come through. And that's going to be the thing that we have to learn how to perceive, because we're always looking for something specific when, like, it's something will equal to, I do this and then it will equal to this. Think of it more as like, I do this and it will approximate to all of this, which is better than equating to something specific, because you get more the other way around. All right, so we must stop. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you for joining us. If you're looking for an angel reading, feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com, which you can find on the services page of my website, and you can find that link below. Don't forget to join us for the daily card messages now. I'm posting them on YouTube 5 days a week, as well as on my Facebook page. Also, don't forget, next week will be the live chat on, how to get to the heart of a question, how to ask a question, whether it's using your oracle cards or tarot. Want to share that with you next week, so that we start thinking about ourselves as creators. And if you haven't subscribed, do so, and right underneath the video, and like the video, and share. So I'll see you next week, everyone. God bless you.